Okay, good day, everybody. This is Michael Leveris from jurisq.com, a legal network, and I bring you one of our participating attorneys, Gregory Spektor, a founder, a partner in Gregory Spektor and Associates, a personal injury law firm. And we bring you Gregory and his partners to talk about interesting topics in personal injury law, to answer your questions. And today I want to go back and start with the basics. Gregory, first of all, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yep. And I want to ask you, when you sue somebody for a damages you have received in a car accident, what exactly are you suing for? Can you explain for what are you trying to get compensation?
Well, to answer your direct question, when we get to the point of the claim where a lawsuit is filed, you have to name all potential defendants, and we're suing for past pain and suffering, future pain and suffering, lost wages, potential diminution of your future earnings.
Meaning, as a result of your injuries, potentially you can work less.
Right.
You can get compensation for lower salary.
I'll give you a specific example. Yesterday, I had a pre-trial conference. Very good case, very big case. Fortunately, a lady got hurt pretty badly. She has suffered an injury to her lower back. She had a couple of surgeries, and she, as a result of that, she can no longer lift objects more than 15 pounds. And it's well documented by her doctors. That's a specific limitation. And she used to work for a United States Postal Service. And one of her job responsibilities was being able to lift those, those big trays with mail. USPS was not able to honor those limitations. So she lost that job. She found another job, but that job does not have the same income potential. It does not have the same job security.
Interesting.
Does not have the same benefits. You know how well federal employees are protected with all the benefits, with all other things that they have access to. So what do? We hire a vocational rehab person. And the client meets that person, answers a lot of questions as far as her career, as far as her plans, as far as what she was able to do, as far as what she's not able to. And that person, that local rehab, it's usually occupational therapist. It's that person examines the claimant and puts together a report. And in that report, it will have, specific limitations that those injuries have created for this person, how these limitations did affect or might affect the job that she did have or the job that she has now. All right. Then that data is taken and then it's given to an economist. An economist, that's another potential expert witness that we use. We'll take those numbers and that person will project what that claimant would have been earning and would have earned if that accident did not happen.
Understood. And to clarify, all these experts, they're pretty expensive. Who pays for that?
We pay for that. We pay for that. Nothing comes out of our client's pocket until the case is successfully resolved. And when we say successfully, that means that the client is happy with the number that it's being settled for or the verdict that we're getting at trial.
Very good. And let me ask you, what about if a car was damaged in a car accident?
So that's a whole different, that's a whole different issue, because that's not really, most of the times it's not part of the lawsuit, because these are usually provisions within your policy. You have a property damage, nowadays, most policies have property damage collision portion where you can just call up your adjuster, they'll come out, they'll fix it.
Gotcha.
They do then later on, they do what's called subrogation between the insurance companies, if they feel that the other car is really responsible for this damage, they'll go ahead and work it out between themselves.
Okay, but if for some reason a client is having a hard time with insurance company,
we help them.
You can help out, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay,
No,
that's great.
this is what we would like to do, because the less there is communication between the client and the insurance company, the better it is for everybody. Because despite what they make you believe in those commercials, how they are on your side and so on and so forth, they're only there for the bottom line. They're publicly traded big financial companies, and they're in this business to make money. Don't be fooled by those commercials.
I heard attorneys say that insurance companies are there not to pay. So it is your job to make them pay.
Well, if you think about that, who do you get from the insurance company when you start your claim? You get an adjuster. In that name, it's kind of embedded that person is going to try and adjust what you're asking for to what they're willing to pay.
Got it.
So of course that their responsibility is to collect your monthly premium payments, and then when it's time to pay, try to adjust it to the absolute minimum, if possible, to nothing.
You try to adjust it upwards so the client gets as much as possible.
That's what we do. Yes, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, but property damage, it's usually something that's embedded within your policy, as well as treatment, no fault part. If we're talking about New York insurance policy, there is portion of the insurance policy, it's called no fault. And,
let's talk about that.
Why is it called no fault? Because when you're hurt and you need help, recovering, you need medical attention, you don't have time to decide whose fault this was. So that portion will pay for your damages without looking into whose fault it is. That's why they're called no fault. Right away, you are entitled to make a claim, and a lot of times when let's say you get into a hospital or you go to see a doctor, they understand that. They know what happened, especially in hospitals for sure. All their emergency staff is trained that if they're treating a victim of a car accident, they're going to ask you for your insurance. They're going to make a claim. They're going to open whatever, they're going to file it. They're going to file the documents that need to be filed, because there's a specific amount of time that is required for you to file certain papers.
So Gregory, let me translate this in the layman's terms. Basically, if you get injured, no matter how, if you are at fault or you're not at fault in a car accident, there's a no fault law that no matter whose fault it is, you're going to get covered for your doctor visits, for your treatment. Did I say it right?
You said it right. You said it right. But I guess it's, as I was talking about that, and I remembered those time limitations, there's just one other reason why it's important to get an attorney, and important to try and get an attorney as soon as possible, so that you do not miss out on those deadlines. Then, after that, if the claim is not submitted on time, if a no fault claim is not opened on time, then you may have a problem opening it later on. And, if you get an attorney who knows what they're doing, if you get an attorney with experience, knowledge of what they're doing, that will not happen.
Yeah, so because you can miss a deadline by one day, and that's it. Your case is out the window. You don't get a penny.
It is
it's important. I believe it's important to go to an attorney earlier rather than later, so that you preserve all your rights. An attorney can look into. I just want to summarize what you were saying before. The 101 of personal injury of car accidents is that there's so many different ways you can get compensated. An attorney like yourself would analyze the case, how you suffered, pain, emotional, car loss, job loss, for some kind of treatment, for your medical treatment, all that gets analyzed by your office, correct?
Absolutely. And one other important reason to get an attorney as soon as possible is like I said, so that the communication between you and insurance company is basically done at a minimum, if at all. Because once you hire an attorney, then any call from an investigator or any call from an adjuster that you get from an insurance company, you tell them, I hired an attorney and he instructed me not to discuss this claim with anybody. And by law, they will not be able to continue that conversation with you once they know that you are represented by an attorney.
Because they can trick you into saying something that goes against your interest. It's like, you know, we hear in when we watch Law and Order, if you get arrested, anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. Same thing in personal injury, in the car accident, anything you say to an insurance company or their representatives can be used against you in the court of law.
Yeah, it's a little different standard there, because, but yeah, they're looking for inconsistencies, because right away they see you as potentially main, if not the only witness to this occurrence. And any inconsistency that you give them, they will use to basically disqualify you. Truthful.
And you could be a little bit nervous. You don't mean to lie or say something.
We're people. We're not computers, for sure.
You could make a mistake, be confused. You could still be injured after your car accident, had a head concussion, and just said something that's not exactly the way it's supposed to be. Okay, Gregory, this was great, because I like sometimes going back to the basics and breaking it down, because people hear no fault, they hear car accident, but they don't understand what exactly it means, what it entails. So we appreciate your time. And if anybody has specific questions on their case, call the law firm of Gregory Spektor Associates as soon as possible, so the attorneys at the law firm can analyze your case for free and give you an advice what to do next, and to see whether you have a case and could get compensated. We're going to put the phone number on the bottom of the screen, so you can call Gregory Spektor Associates and follow us for further, more interesting videos with Gregory Spektor Associates, other attorneys in all types of law. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, jurisq.com. Thank you for your time. Until next time, take care.
Thank you very much. Take care, Mike.